If your money journey feels painfully slow, you're not failing. You're just in a phase nobody explains. Maybe it feels like everyone else is coasting downhill while you're still straining uphill, paying off debt, trying to save, watching your balance move like wet cement. This video isn't here to hype you up, it's here to give you a map. By the end, you'll know which phase of wealth you're in and what actually matters for you right now. Part of why you feel behind is because you're comparing your real life to someone else's edited highlight reel. Most visible wealth is just leverage wearing confidence. The loud car videos, the screenshots, the "I made 6 figures in a month" headlines. Most of the time, you're not looking at real wealth. You're looking at pressure, monthly payments, expectations, a life that has to keep impressing people just to stay afloat. Quiet wealth looks boring from the outside. It looks like a normal car, a simple phone, a calendar with free evenings, a bank balance you'll never see on a story. To actually feel less behind, you don't need more motivation. You need to understand what phase you're in. Wealth doesn't grow in a straight line. It moves in phases. Phase 1, you push the boulder. Phase 2, gravity helps. Phase 3, the boulder pulls you. Let's walk through each one so you can stop grading yourself with someone else's report card. Phase 1 is the heaviest. This is where most people feel like they're failing. You're cleaning up debt. You're trying to build a small buffer. You're learning basic money skills that nobody taught you. In Phase 1, your progress only moves when you move. If you stop pushing, everything stops. It feels unfair. It feels slow. It feels like nothing is working. But this is where the foundation is poured. The work you're doing here is invisible until one day it isn't. Phase 1 is about 3 things. First, stabilizing the floor, making minimum payments, avoiding new high-interest debt, building even the tiniest emergency buffer. Second, stopping the leaks, catching the little upgrades and impulse buys that quietly steal your progress. Third, building the engine, improving your skills, your income, and starting your very first tiny investments. It's not glamorous, it's not fast, but it's not forever. Then, slowly, something shifts. Phase 2 begins. You still work hard, you still contribute, but now your investments start to matter. In a good year, your money can grow by about as much as you put in. It doesn't feel dramatic. There are no fireworks, no viral moments. Just this quiet change where your effort and your money are finally on the same team. You might look at your accounts and think, this still isn't that much, but the important part is the ratio. How much did you add this year, and how much did your money grow by itself? When those numbers get close, you've hit the tipping point into Phase 2. This is where it becomes dangerously easy to sabotage yourself, because now you finally have some breathing room. This is where the new car whispers your name, the bigger apartment, the lifestyle upgrades that keep you feeling like you're still in Phase 1 even though your money has quietly moved on. Phase 2 is about protecting your momentum, keeping your life simple enough that compounding can actually work. Then, one day, if you let that snowball keep rolling, you reach Phase 3. Phase 3 is what most people imagine when they say financial freedom. This is when the boulder is heavier than you are. Your investments can cover a simple, good life. You can choose to work less or differently or not at all for a while. The goal isn't to never work again. The goal is to have options. Options to rest, to say no, to walk away from work that drains you and toward work that fits you. Retirement isn't a cliff you jump off one day. It's a dimmer switch. You slowly turn down the need to work for money and turn up the parts of life that actually matter to you. So, which phase are you in? Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Does my money only move when I move? 2. Are my investments adding about as much as I add each year? 3. Could my portfolio cover a simple version of my life for years? If it's mostly question 1, you're in Phase 1. If question 2 feels right, you're in Phase 2. If question 3 is close to true, you're tasting Phase 3. None of these phases are wrong. They are just different types of work. If you feel behind, remember this. Most people quit right before the math turns kind. Your job is not to sprint to phase 3. Your job is to honor the phase you're in and take one small step that fits this season. Maybe that's automating a tiny monthly investment. Maybe that's tracking just one category of spending for a week. Maybe that's deciding not to upgrade something that still works. These moves seem small, almost too small to matter, but quiet progress compounds. The foundation looks boring, but it's the only part that holds the house. You're not behind, you're just in a phase.